Tomorrow will be the best day of my life, Betty said. Yes, it will be, said her mom. I'm so happy for you. Paul is such a good man. He will make a great husband and father. And he's so nice. Your dad and I both love him. Betty met Paul after she broke her leg. She broke her leg skiing. Paul was the doctor who fixed her leg. He visited her every day in the hospital. Then he visited her at home. He brought her get well cards and gifts. They fell in love with each other. I never thought a broken leg would be a good thing, Betty told her mom, but it was the best thing that ever happened to you. Life is strange sometimes, her mom said. After Betty's leg healed, she and Paul started dating. They went to movies and restaurants. They went to the beach. They even went skiing. They were so happy together. One day, Paul asked Betty to marry him. Can we have lots of kids? She asked. Of course, he said. But let me teach them how to ski. They both laughed.
Let's begin. Did Betty talk to her mother? Yes, she did. Betty talked to her mother. Did Betty talk to her father? No. Betty didn't talk to her father. She talked to her mother. What did they talk about? Did they talk about their job? Did they talk about their father? What did they talk about? Right! They talked about Betty's wedding. Did her mother like Paul, or did she hate Paul? She liked Paul. Did Betty break her leg before met Paul? Yes, she did. She broke her leg before met Paul. Did she break her hand before met Paul? No. She didn't break her hand before met Paul. She broke her leg before met Paul. How did she break her leg? Yes. She broke her leg skiing. Did she break her leg dancing? No. Did she break her leg climbing? No. How did she break her leg? Yes, of course. She broke her leg skiing. When did Betty meet Paul? Right. After she broke her leg. She met Paul after she broke her leg. What was Paul? Was he a lawyer? Was he a nurse? Or was he a doctor? Yes. He is a doctor, of course. Paul is a doctor. What was the best thing that ever happened to Betty? She broke her leg and met Paul. That's the best thing ever happened to Betty. Why did Paul visit Betty every day in the hospital? Sure. Because Paul loved Betty. He visited Betty every day because he loved her. Did Paul visit Betty at her home? Yes, he did. He also visited Betty at her home. When did they meet each other for the first time? Yes. They met each other after Betty broke her leg. Who liked skiing, Betty or Paul? Both, right? They both like skiing. When did Paul and Betty start dating? Yes. They started dating after Betty's leg healed. Where did they go for dating? Yes, right. They went to movies and restaurants. They went to the beach. They even went skiing.